Hello there. I have a question for you today. Should authors read? I know most of you will say, but I have recently watched some videos arguing that authors don't have to read. They can be perfectly functional authors while not reading. And that made me thinking. And you have to understand that this video is not an attack on anybody. It may be blunt at some points because I have some very strong opinions about authors and reading, and also have some bad experience with reading books from non-readers. But it's in no way an attack on anybody, and I think that people who say authors don't have to read, they can probably be the exceptions to this rule, or maybe there's no rule and I'm wrong. This is just my opinion. And let me be clear about something. I have to say that I do not believe that you have to do X to be a real author, because this is elitist and exclusionary, and I'm not for that. You can obviously do whatever you want and still be an author. And you know what? You can be a successful author. Well, success is subjective. Come to think of it, but you can be a successful author whatever you do. They're not real rules to being a real author. Because real authors are, uh, yeah, it's toxic. The idea of being you have to do this to be a real author is toxic. So you can read 100 books a year and still be an atrocious writer, or you may have never ever read a book and be awesome, because everybody has a different method and some methods work. Or there are other stuff in there like talent, effort given, and all sort of stuff. However, what I can say about this topic, about if authors should read or not, is that really, if you're a writer and you don't read, you're shooting yourself in the foot. And when I talk about writers not reading, I do not mean the people who used to read a lot but they don't have the time to read. I don't mean the people who do not read while drafting because it's not helping them happens. I know. I'm not talking about people who listen to audiobooks, because listening to audiobooks is technically reading, despite what people on the internet say. I mean, I don't know, I don't listen to audiobooks, but I think it's a similar experience. And also, I don't think that people who do not read is, people not reading an arbitrary number of books every year. Like if you read 3 books a year, you're still reading. You read 1 book a year, you're still reading. If you, I don't know, if you read 5 pages a year, yes, you're stressing it, but you get my point. You're still technically reading. And there's another category of people who do not count as not readers, but I'll have to address them later on because it's a very special category. So, how does not reading stop an author from being better? First of all, you have to reinvent the wheel, because let's be honest here, when you're reading, you see what other authors have done in the past. You see how this works. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So you get some ideas, you get some things you may consider trying yourself. You learn to avoid stuff that don't work for you or do not fit your mood or what you want to convey in your book. And if you're not reading, you're just searching for these ways on your own. You have to find ways to make your ideas pop, stand out, be original, be familiar to the reader, be easy to convey. And the only way to do that is to trial and error. I know that there are a ton of resources for writers to go through, but just reading a book can save you a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of conflicting information, because you see it in practice how it works, and if you want to follow this method or not. Or you may just find something you never thought of, something there is no advice on. But two, you learn what your readers want, because reading is also a great market research. If you're trying to understand what this mysterious being called the reader wants from a book and what can sell your book, If you read some popular books in your internet genre, you'll get an idea what works and what doesn't. You'll get an idea what the readers want, what the readers like, and what they dislike. And of course, if you read a book and then go through some reviews about what people loved and didn't love, you'll get an idea on your readers. It's easy market research. By reading books, you learn what are the popular tropes, how popular books are structured, what writing styles is familiar to your internet audience. And I'm talking, of course, for right to market, if you've heard the term. That's the method. It demands that you read the best-selling books in your market and then give them your own spin. Well, if you're not interested in marketing, you just want to express yourselves. I'm not sure it counts as internet read. I mean, okay, whatever. But if you intend to sell your book, you have to know what sells a book before writing it or before marketing it, because then it'll be maybe a waste of time or effort. Let me play the devil's advocate for a while. Some of you will say, but geek, by consuming stories in movies, series, comic books, or video games, we can also learn that. Well, this can be tricky. I mean, sure, you learn a lot of storytelling by experiencing stories in various forms. You learn a lot about stories and storytelling. I mean, many of the things I've learned for writing, I've learned them through role playing games in tabletop RPGs. But the thing is that you don't learn about the medium you choose to use and the storytelling techniques for it. Let's assume that you're not a reader. You write a story, having no idea what readers want, and you write what you believe they want, based on a movie you saw once. Let's say you try to write space opera after watching Star Wars, and you put in there large chunks of Wookiee speak or droid speak, and then you add brackets with the translation. I've seen that in a book. Believe me, I've seen that. And no fucking reader wants to read that because it's a waste of time and space and effort to go through this yattering, this letters all together and try to go through dialogues in Wookiee speak. Imagine reading bracket. I don't believe you said that. I mean, the hell, what the fuck? Seriously. So you end up going through trial and error trying to understand what readers want when you can just open the book and read what the readers want to read. So we get back to point one. Additionally, authors tend to put a little bit of what we ourselves want to read in their books. So it's quite possible if you're not a non-reading author, you're writing a book that not readers would love. And I bet not readers would love your book and they would love not reading at all. You see the problem here. So instead of trying to write something for people who don't read, try writing something for people who actually read. Yes, I know I'm mean. This is a mean video and it'll get meaner later on. Trust me on that. So if you feel offended, because this video is not made in order to call out people, switch it off right here. Now, let's get to reason 3 why you should read books if you're an author. Because by reading, you're more able to connect to your readers, or readers in general. The easiest way to connect with the reader is talk about books. The easiest way to build ties with other authors, break the ice, is to talk about books. Being able to talk about books with your readers can build ties with them. Having these ties with the readers can not help them and convince them to read your writings. And that's very important because convincing somebody to take the time and read you is a huge deal for any author. Also, This is very similar to this argument, but I think it would be a separate reason you should read is that reading gives you clout. Because many readers would not trust an author who doesn't read. I mean, sorry to break it to you, I'll be mean again, but if you don't bother reading books from other people, why should reader bother reading your book? You don't care about the medium at all. You just write and don't bother reading other people. You don't love it. Why the hell should I bother reading that? Me or any other reader. However, if you have read, I don't know, 1,000 books, it's a number, and lots of these books come from your genre you're writing at, many readers can trust you that you've read so many books, you've learned something. Ways, but they can trust you about it. And earlier on in this video, I've talked about a special category of readers, of author readers, that I'll address in the end, and that is critique partners. See, it's usual for authors to join groups and read one another's manuscripts, and this technically counts as reading. However, it's a special category of reading because you're not reading a finished book. You don't read a book that has been vetted, has been in the market for years, has gone through editors. You're reading a manuscript of somebody who tries to make this manuscript work, and make work, make not work. It's unfinished. And so the feedback you get is not quite the feedback about what are the standards in the industry, or what is professional, people are willing to pay to read. Same sort of applies for fan fiction and Wattpad and these sites, because you may like or dislike traditional publishing, and you may think that it's outdated and that it's a good indicator of the standards in the publishing industry. If you have to have an idea what traditional publishing is publishing and what's standard in order to try to get into the publishing sphere, even if you do that as an indie. Sorry to break it to you, and let me be extra blunt for this one. Are you sure that you're giving good advice when you're a critic partner? I mean, you're not a reader. You don't know what a reader wants most of the time, and how can you judge if something in a manuscript works or doesn't work? You're just writing stuff. Pray it works. Of course, this is a very general point of view. I don't want to say that anybody who does that is evil or something. You may as well be a great author, despite not reading at all. But if you find yourself that your book is out there, it's not selling well, the reviews you get are mediocre, and they claim there are some problems with the pace, the stuff are missing, maybe you just don't have a lack of the genre and the market and the format of books. So yes, it might help if you crack a book and see what other people are doing. That's maybe a fast and easy solution to your problem. And believe me, you can get both mediocre critiques and books not selling, even after reading a ton of books. It's very possible too, because there is misunderstanding of the market and tropes and the writing process and all this stuff. From readers too, writing won't make you a good writer. But being a writer who doesn't read, you have to surpass a lot of difficulties. So that was my opinion about if authors should read or not, and I'd love to hear your opinions. As always, if you like this video, press the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and see you soon with another video. Thank you for watching.